explain, but just an open door to keep you from the rain. It's alone.
Coming up next, a dynamite singer, Miss Cynthia Scott.
But tell me why do a boy like you have to choose the long way?
This is it. Make it count. Never let up. Stretch for the water. Concentrate.
Momentum. It works for Greg Louganis, and it can for you at Mercantile Bank.
From imagination and engineering comes a whole new generation of Zenith System 3 television. The sharpest pictures Zenith has ever created. Remote control convenience that puts over 100 broadcast and cable channel capability at your fingertips. And handsome new contemporary cabinet designs. New Zenith System 3. Part of the new generation from Zenith, where the quality goes in before the name goes on.
As a trainer for the Dallas Cowboys, I've seen a lot of blood wasted on the turf. But as a recruiter for the Dallas Blood Center, I want to see blood put where it will really do some good, in our blood bank. I'm Ken Locker, and I help train professional athletes to stay healthy. Aren't you glad you're healthy? Prove it. Call me today at the Dallas Blood Center, 827-8340, and I'll tell you how your family or your company can ensure blood needs for a long time to come.
Hi, I'm Butch Johnson, asking you to consider that child abuse and neglect happens among all races and economic levels. Dallas has a new SCAN center, helping families in cases of suspected child abuse. SCAN needs and will train volunteers of all races to help these families. No special pass education is required. Please call 526-7226 or 526-SCAN and learn how you can help.
You know, there are people who can sing, and then there are people who can really sing. Recently, Inside's caught an act at the Anatole Hotel in Dallas featuring Cynthia Scott. She's a former Raylette. That was with Ray Charles, and she's a wonderfully warm person. We talked with her, and we captured some of her fine song for you. Began singing about the same time she learned to talk. Her first stage performance was in her father's church in El Dorado, Arkansas. Her professional career began here in Dallas, but not as a singer.
I came to Dallas as an airline stewardess, and I hate flying, so, you know, I couldn't do that. And I left the airline, and then I went on to do clerical work for a couple of months, and then I left that and started working with a guy by the name of Joe Johnson at the Candlelight Club. And then from there, Ray Charles called me. And then I left and went on the road with Ray Charles for 2 years. And then I came back here, and I worked Dallas. And then I just kind of started branching off. And I got off into Vegas and in Tahoe. And from Vegas, I made some connections, and I started working one of the major cruise lines. And then from there, I was able to travel to Europe and places like that. And when I'd get off the ship, I would go to the different countries in Europe and audition and work there for a while. And then I'll come back to Dallas.
He's really fine. And someday I hope to make him mine, oh mine. And he's sweet and lovely. And the way that he set me, knocked me off my feet. I said, ooh-wee, oh, you want to come and see now, but I won't.
Is this a little different for you, the way this particular show is put together, the songs that you're doing?
Because I'm working in a hotel, and when you work hotels, you have an influx of a variety of people, anywhere from jazz to country western to rock, so you have to give them a variety of music so that you have to incorporate your show in that style. You can't just come in and do what you're into. You have to give a variety of everything.
Well, that's part of your artistry, though, being able to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Having that flexibility. Your forte, I suppose, is jazz. Would you say that? Is that what you like doing best?
Rochelle, I like jazz, but you also have to realize jazz is really phrasing more so than anything. And I hate to put myself into a category because I love jazz, don't get me wrong, but I'm into lyrics. I like, if a song is good lyrics, I don't care if it's sung by Waylon Jennings or Charlie Pride or Al Jarreau. If it's good lyrics, it's a good song, and I leave it to you to put it in the category you want to put it in. But I'm trying to sell the lyric of the song and not necessarily the style of the song.
Cynthia spent most of the summer touring Europe, playing clubs and hotels. She feels that European audiences are very receptive to black performers and to her type of song.
It's very good. They appreciate black artists. They think that music really started with the blackness for the soul music and the jazz, and they will accept that a little bit more there than they will from other artists. And black artists are very popular there. They don't seem to have too much of a problem working. Money's decent. The French audience is very receptive, and I'm going back.
We have been hearing some complaints about the showrooms and facilities for singers in Dallas. We hear first that the pay is too low, and secondly that there simply aren't enough rooms to keep someone working and circulating. Are those your feelings as well?
Oh, definitely. And there's not a lot of rooms. I have to admit that this Lowe's is a little bit different. Even though it's a hotel, it gives you an opportunity to kind of feature yourself and not just be like a hotel band. You know, so it's a little bit different, but you're right. There's a shortage of rooms to work, definitely a shortage of budget for all musicians. But it's getting a little bit better here because there is a supply and demand, and there's a lot of rooms that are opening up.
You dressed and walking tall, you're who you think you are. Sweet life, you can't run away from time. Sweet life, for a nickel and a dime. Sweet life.
Do you have a favorite song?
It depends on the mood I'm in.
Are you moody?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You know, if you walk in some nights and you're really up, you want to get up and you want to start kicking right then. But then some nights you walk in and you have a terrible case of the blues and you want to start out singing, "Oh, my man, I love him so." You know, just depends. Yeah, just the mood you're in.
Although she likes clubs and hotels because of the live audiences, she seems just as comfortable and entertaining in the recording studio.
Never can say goodbye. I never can say goodbye. But even though the pain and heartache seems to follow me wherever I go, I try and try to hide my feelings. It always seems to show. But then you try to say that you're leaving me, but I'll always have to say no. But tell me why is it so?
One of 11 children, and sometimes considered the most adventurous of them, Cynthia says she's open to all sorts of new and different ideas in entertainment. What's coming up for Cynthia Scott?
Help. I'm open, you know, for recording, and I'd like to do a little bit of everything. I think I'm versatile enough to, I'd like to get into a little acting, but primarily the recording side of it. So I'm looking forward to that.
I don't want to have to say goodbye at all. I don't want to have to say goodbye. Ain't gonna let you go.
She is really a lot of fun and a very fine talent. Cynthia will return to the Anatole Hotel's Crocodile Room for a big New Year's Eve party, so catch her if you can. You know, talent comes in all sorts of